I got home from Europe full of hopes and desires and expectations just when the Great Depression hit. Unless you've lived through the Depression, it's hard to explain really what it was like. It was beyond all thought. I remember one man wanted to cut the grass and he fainted from hunger before he could even get started. One of the lowest spots I can remember is one time when I traveled all the way down in East Baltimore just to paint the prices on a meat store window for a piece of ham. That was it. We lived, of course, in Lansdowne, a railroad town, and every freight train would pass would be loaded with people out of work. The cars would just be piled high. There'd be hundreds of them on the train, and about 20 would drop off and looking for work, and about that many more would climb back on the train, trying to go elsewhere. I had some ideas. I did a drawings for the 23rd Psalm. I thought I could perhaps get them published. I took them to a minister that I knew, and a Presbyterian minister, and he advised me to wait till after the Depression. Of course, as far as we were concerned, it would never be an end to it. I finally got together and took them to New York. When I got to New York, some people, publishers, wouldn't even bother to talk to me. Others would say, gosh, a year ago we would have published this, we like it. But now we can't do anything. And so I came back and went to a very small publisher in Baltimore named Roebuck, and he printed it in a small way on white and into a white little booklet, and we thought we could perhaps churches would buy it for people in grief and that sort of thing, give it around, and it was a very, very nice little thing. We sold for only 50 cents. Whoever took it would get 35 cents for their part, and the publisher and I would split the 15 other cents between us. So it wasn't very much profit to it. My brother Morris, of course, was trying to open a small garage off the beaten track back on 281 Elizabeth Avenue, and of course the customers were few and far between. He did very fine work, and people brought their cars from distant places, even as far as Washington, but many of them could not pay him or didn't pay him, and of course what he charged was very, very little. So it was very, very difficult. My dad was out of work and had been dropped from the factory, and it was just an unthinkable condition.